What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to part 4 of F1 2021 Breaking Point. In our last episode, we ended up racing in the Chinese Grand Prix, and we once again collided with Casper Ackerman, and we ended up finishing the race, and of course, high tensions between the two continue to rise as Casper still refuses to talk to Aiden Jackson. And so now we are in the French Grand Prix 2 months later, and in the other last episode, Devin Butler gave us advice saying that if you think that you need to prove yourself to Casper Ackerman that you belong on this team and in F1. And so now we are on to chapter 3. The recent series of incidents with his teammate Casper Ackerman, both on and off the track, have marred the start of Aiden Jackson's rookie F1 season. With the French Grand Prix coming up, Jackson is keen to find the form that brought him so much success in F2. French Grand Prix 2 months later. So if you guys have enjoyed the series so far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It's always appreciated. And let's not waste any more time and hop straight into the French Grand Prix.
It's a great day for racing here at Le Castellet, and the drivers are making their final preparations on the grid. Let's hope for a thrilling contest then, here at the French Grand Prix. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners, 6 left and 9 right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The two halves of the long Mistral straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the chicane Nord. And watch out for the drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. Here we are then at the Circuit Paul Ricard in France, the 10th race of the 2020 Formula One season. And the standings are starting to take some kind of shape, Ant.
Yeah, exactly. You've got your big three jostling for position at the top, so no surprises there. A little less predictable in the midfield, though you could make an argument for Racing Point underperforming somewhat.
The two Racing Point drivers denying each other points, perhaps. Well, it's all to race for, and a lot of season left ahead of us. So let's see how it all pans out. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Daniel Kvyat and Ricciardo, Norris, Vettel, Sainz and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Ackerman, Devin Butler and Albon, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, George Russell and Aiden Jackson, Magnussen and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, we've not quite had the start of the season we'd hoped for, but we've got a chance to make up some ground today. Try to keep your nose clean and show us what you've got. Good luck, Aiden.
Alright, let's get this started. So the objective here is to obviously win the race. Yep. Illegal overtake.
Illegal maneuver, cede that position or we'll receive a penalty.
Yeah, so if you do an illegal overtake and you don't give the spot back, you're gonna get penalized. But yeah, like I was saying, basically obviously the goal is to get our first F1 win, and also we have to beat both the McLaren. Are you kidding me? Okay, we have to beat both the McLaren and Renault drivers before the end of the race. So the Renault team is the yellow and black, which is Daniel Ricciardo and Sebastian Ocon, and Esteban Ocon, I think. And then the McLarens are Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz. Excuse me, coming through. Alright, so there's Esteban Ocon. We gotta get past
Nice work.
him.
That brings you up a place.
Alright, there's Carlos Sainz.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Alright, Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. Those two actually end up being teammates in McLaren next season. Alright, now we are in 5th place.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. We're leading our teammate by 5.6 seconds. Okay, gap ahead is 2.9 seconds.
Alright, so we are currently the fastest car on the track. If you get all purple in all sectors, not necessarily you have to get all purple in all 3 sectors, but if you get purple, or green, or purple, you are the fastest car on the track, and basically everyone else is like slower than you. And that also mainly like has to do with like how well you're managing your tires. Like for example, the red tires are called the soft tires. So these tires are the fastest tires.
Okay, good work. Great
but
pass.
they're gonna wear out faster on the track. So these tires don't last very long, but they're extremely fast. And then you have the yellow tires, which are called the medium tires. Those tires are basically like the neutral tires. Like they're not as fast as the soft tires, but they last longer than the soft tires. But yeah, like they're not as fast, but they last longer than the soft tires. And then you have
in this lap, push now.
And then you have the white tires. Those tires are basically they're not as fast as the soft and medium tires. Oh yeah, the white tires are called the hard tires, and they're not as fast as the soft or mediums, but these tires last longer than the soft and mediums. But the tires like not that fast, but it's good to have. And then you have the green tires, which are called the intermediates. The intermediates are basically like the rain tires. So you only use the intermediate tires if they are basically if there's light rain. And you have the wet tires, which are the blue ones, and you only use that one if there's like heavy rain on the track. So that's basically all the tires. So now we got to go in the pits, and as you can see on the right, that shows how the percentage of how the tires are doing. And if it gets to like orange, it's like extremely bad.
No need to worry about tire condition for now. Everything's looking good.
But if the tires get to red, it's gonna like, the tires might pop and like slow you down. So now we're switching to the medium tires, which are the yellow ones.
Go, exit now. We're racing on the exit. Exit now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
And there's our teammate Casper. Hopefully we can get this guy to talk, you know, and stop being such a baby about it. Ooh, look at that. Thank you for the spot, my boy. Alright, let's go get first place back. And I think this is actually the first time I've like gotten first place in the story in F1, not F2 but F1, because the 2 races were cutscenes. So this is an actual full race, like there's no cutscenes. But yeah, like I said, the goal is to get a win, get our first F1 race win, and we have to beat both the McLaren and the Renault drivers. So that's Sebastian Ocon, Daniel
Casper is in the
Ricciardo,
pits. Casper in the pits.
Lando Norris, and Carlos Sainz. Alright, so now we're back in first. Now we just gotta finish strong and get the race win. Alright, so we are 10 seconds. We are basically 10 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. So we won't be seeing him for a while.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race.
Alright, final lap of the race. Can we secure our first F1 race win? I think this might be his first F1 racing because like the story skips through some of the races, so I don't know Aiden Jackson has a race win, but I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if he has a race win or not throughout the cutscenes and like whenever they cut through the races. But I'm just gonna say that this is going to be his first F1 race win of his rookie year. So now we are 17 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. And we are a few turns away from securing our first F1 race win. Alright, and there we have it. We have completed our objectives and win the French Grand Prix. Our first
Fantastic
F1 race
drive.
win.
Just fantastic. You deserved that race win.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. Business as usual for the big three, but a bit of a reshuffle in the midfield here in France.
That's certainly much better from Racing Point. Frankly, they should be in the mix more often. On a good day, they're as good as anyone in that midfield pack.
And they've certainly proved it today. Racing Point's performance today has shown that they can be competitive with the veterans of the sport. They're making their way out to the podium now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
Champagne celebration.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Alright, so we got our...
Congratulations! You got on the podium. That's a fantastic result for both you and the team. How are you feeling?
Alright, so we got our first interview. We always have to be careful of what we say. We have to say the right things and not the wrong things. So obviously it was a team effort.
It's a team effort. I'm just the one behind the wheel.
No question about it.
It was an amazing result today, and I think everyone deserves it. I'm just pleased I could bring it home for them.
Well, it's such a great result, especially since it's your first season in Formula One. Would you say you found your feet now since the jump to F1?
Definitely. In my mind, there was never an issue. Driving for Formula One is all I've ever worked towards. The transition was always going to be smooth. There's no complaints for me so far.
So there's no current tensions within the team? We've all seen that you and Casper have locked horns so far this season. Is that something that's now behind you?
I think there's always going to be a settling in period. It doesn't matter who you're paired up with. You've got to have a strong character to do what we do. We may have our differences, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time.
It's always like that for F1 drivers. There's always going to be people, there's always going to be a teammate that you're not going to like, but at the end of the day, you always have to put your difference aside to help the team win, and that's what matters. So Jackson put a solid performance at the French Grand Prix to firmly cement Racing Point as contenders in the crowded middle pack of the F1 grid, much to the delight of the team's management and fans. A call from Brian.
Brian.
Aiden, just so you know, there's a full team meeting in 20 minutes.
No worries.
We just want to review our strategy while the race is still fresh in our minds.
Right, okay. I'll see you there.
Listen, while you're on, I just wanted to say that was some solid driving out there today. I'm impressed.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Brian.
Put it this way, it's been noticed. Well done, kid. I'll see you in the meeting.
Just waiting to see if there's another call. Yeah, there we go. It's from Mom.
Hey, Ma.
Hello, love. Just calling to say well done, as usual. You okay?
Thanks, Mum. Yeah, I'm good. Real good. I think I delivered today.
I thought so. And I think the neighbors probably did too. I couldn't stop shouting.
Oh, not again.
I'm so proud of you, Aiden.
Hey, it's Silverstone soon.
So does that mean you'll be home for a few days?
Probably. I'll try and get over for a day or two, either side of race weekend.
You know, Silverstone was always your dad's favorite track.
I know. You're still coming to the race, right?
Do you really think I'd miss out on the VIP treatment? Of course I'm coming. I just wish it wasn't on my own, you know?
Yeah, I know, but I'll be there. And I can't wait to see you.
Me too. Anyway, I won't keep you. I imagine you want to go and celebrate. Well done again. Love you.
Love you too, Mum. Speak soon.
Alright, so that was a fantastic first F1 race win. And the next episode, we are going to Aiden Jackson's home Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix, Silverstone. And hopefully we get to do there. Hopefully that we are able to do well there in the next race. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.